Greetings, loyal subscribers and honoured guests. Welcome to episode 1 of DreamScene, where I will be showcasing some of the best creations that I have discovered while exploring Dreams, the extremely powerful game creation software developed by Media Molecule for the PS4. It's so powerful, in fact, that creators are not just limited to making games. They can use the same tools to make music, animations, art, and even more besides, so I'll be covering all of that too. These videos are not really aimed at those who are already familiar with Dreams and use it on a regular basis, either to make stuff or to just play around. Chances are you are already aware what it is capable of and what some of the best things to play are. I believe Dreams still doesn't get anywhere close to the attention it deserves outside of its community though, so I wanted to make this for people who have either not experienced Dreams for themselves yet, or they haven't gone back to it for quite some time. About a month ago now, DreamsCon 21 took place, which is a virtual expo that takes place within Dreams itself, where creators have made booths to show off their creations, and Media Molecule hosted a week of streams with interviews at the same time. This is what really got me excited about playing Dreams again, and several of the things I'm showcasing for this episode are demos that were first made available for DreamsCon. Let's begin with a selection of games first, and then move on from there. Let's begin with Purgatory Panic by Surrounded, which is just a demo version at the moment, but really shows exactly the level of quality that can be achieved by creators. The ingenuity on show here, both in the design of the game, its gameplay, and the way it's actually been built within Dreams, is incredibly impressive. What you have here is a platformer along the same lines as something like Super Meat Boy, but in this demo version at least it is a lot easier than that game, unless you're trying to get every single soul, which I did try to go for, but I discovered was a bit beyond my skill level and tolerance for frustration. The genius thing about Purgatory Panic is that the levels appear to be in 2D, but take place on the inside of a cylinder, and as I understand it, the game has actually been made in 3D to give this sort of optical illusion when you play it. If you would like to know more, then Jen from Media Molecule did actually interview Surrounded for one of the streams, so I'll put a link to that in the description. The checkpoints in these levels have been placed quite fairly, so with a little bit of practice most people should be able to reach the end of the demo. While there is no combat in the game, there are end of level bosses of a sort that loom over the level as you ascend, and the art style for them is fantastic. I especially like the one that resembles Felix the Cat, or a character from Cuphead. This demo was just enough to get me hooked, and I'm really looking forward to playing through the finished game when it goes live. What we have next is something rather more traditional but still mightily impressive nonetheless. Atheist W has collaborated with Anime Boy 0021 with some additional help with the logic from Night Owl 69 to make a fantastic arcade-style racer in Metro Street Racer United Tour. The demo version that is available now features 3 different tracks in iconic city locations from across the United States, covering cities such as Chicago, New Orleans and San Francisco. While I have never visited these places in real life, my experience from exploring them in other video games such as the Watch Dogs series or Mafia 3 means that I do recognise parts of the layout and famous landmarks that have been incorporated into these racetracks. The layouts of the tracks are well thought out, and possibly the most important aspect of a game like this, the handling, feels good too. These are time attack races, so there are no AI opponents to race against, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe this can be added later, I hope so. Outside of the 3 tracks here, there are another 5 or so that can be played independently from this demo, that will most likely be incorporated into the final version once they've been refined to the creator's satisfaction. I shall definitely be following this one and coming back to it later once it's totally finished. Game number 3 is a traditional pixel art horizontal space shooter, and the level of polish on display here is absolutely staggering. Solar Blast is the latest in a series of retro-style games made by Paulo Lamares, and if you didn't already know that it was created entirely in Dreams, you would be forgiven for thinking that this was a full game that you had spent money on in the PlayStation Store. So it is rather reminiscent of classics like R-Type and Gradius, but it's also original enough not to simply be a clone of either of those. One nice feature is the option to either play with limited lives and be able to qualify for the leaderboard, or to choose infinite lives if you just want to see the whole game. Like many of its ilk, it can prove rather challenging, but it doesn't send you back to the checkpoint or the start of a level when you lose a life. So if you just want to appreciate the great pixel art and retro music on display while enjoying the gameplay, you can go for it. I really am blown away by the level of quality that is possible to achieve in Dreams. Game numero 4 is Dragonfire, where you actually get to play as a dragon and kill many knights, archers and extremely annoying wizards with your flame breath. It's not just flame breath either, because as you earn XP for kills and level up, you will unlock other elemental attacks such as frost and lightning. There are also items to collect such as temporary XP boosts, and when you fill a meter you will be able to do a super breath attack. The maker of this game, Dackers35, has designed it to be as addictive as possible, with more and more features becoming unlocked as you progress from level 1 to 100. It's not over after that though, because you can then prestige and reset your level, then do it all over again. You can become even more powerful by doing this, and prestige another 3 times after that. There is also an extensive amount of achievements to unlock, with the equivalent of a platinum being available should you do absolutely everything. I was hooked on this one for several days, but it does get pretty repetitive after a while, and I don't think it's actually possible to finish the game, though I could be wrong. Well worth sinking some time into though. The final game that I'm going to look at for this inaugural episode of DreamScene has actually been available for a while, but I hadn't checked in on Dreams for about 6 months when I discovered it, so it's brand new to me, and if you don't play the game either, it will be brand new to you, which is kind of the point of this video. The game in question is called Octane by Azure Knight, described as a racing platformer. Think of something like Trackmania and you're probably about 90% of the way there. You have to race through increasingly tricky stunt tracks while going through the checkpoints and attempt to beat the target times. It starts off fairly gently and ramps up until it's really rather challenging. I haven't managed to finish all of the levels yet. Octane also features a bright and colourful art style full of clean lines and primary shade, and some deliciously disco title music. It also nails the controls spot on, which is vital for a precision time trial game like this. Once it gets hooked into you, it's rather hard to pull yourself away. So that's it for the games, which will always make up the bulk of a DreamScene episode, but there's so much more to the Dreams community than just games, so I also want to highlight some of the other cool stuff that's going on in each episode. I have chosen 2 items for the music section, the first of which is called Weeklies and was made by Reddish Boat. I'm not going to waffle on about it for too long here because the music really speaks for itself. I was impressed by the range of subject matter and the different tone throughout this selection of songs though, and I really enjoyed the visuals that went with each one. My favourite song was the one about the banana, so that's the clip I'm going to share with you all. Enjoy!
I'm an old piece of fruit growing mold in your bowl, browning skin, softening, letting go. All the apples and oranges around me turn to mush. I infect, I am plague, this I know. Separate me from the bunch. Discard my peel when I am dead. If you could do for me just one more little thing, make me matter, turn my body into bread.
The other musical item for this episode is called Train Tracks, and it's an EP made as a collaboration between R.A. Keogh, Dale 1981, Prince Tara and Padazuka. I really love the concept of the koala and the panda going on a little train journey with the background changing in real time and representing what was going on in the tunes, with certain aspects happening in sync with the beat. It's really clever stuff. I'm going to share a bit of the tune that also introduced this to me on one of Media Molecule's Twitch streams, with a section of the delightful Bubble Tea. After games and music comes animation. Dreams has become a fantastic medium for talented animators to really flex their creative muscles and make things that would have taken many painstaking hours in expensive animation software to create otherwise. The initial version of Noguchi's Bell has been around for over a year now, but it is still mightily impressive. Now, Cybersheep Film are working hard on a full series of episodes that promises to rival the best anime that's out there for sheer scope, spectacle, creative flair, and visual fidelity. They have recently launched a Kickstarter campaign with the full blessing of Media Molecule so that fans of their work can help them bring the rest of the series to reality. So if you are as impressed by what you see here as I was, then please consider offering your support.
What can I get you? Ramen, soba, gyoza, a bowl of somen, perhaps?
Hello. Forgive the intrusion.
Oh, no, it's no intrusion at all. In fact, I bet I know why you're here.
The other animation I would like to highlight for this episode is a pilot for a potential series called Dr. Sunflare's Lab by Zadira. It has an extremely cute art style and promises many funny events as a scientist tries to impress a would-be investor while chaos ensues in the lab around them.
Dr. Sunflare! Good afternoon. As you know, I'm in a hurry, so I called to check on the progress of... What is this?
If I may, sir, let me just... Sunflare, what are you doing?
What do you mean?
Where are you?
Here.
No, the real you.
Fine. You're no fun.
Ah, there you are. Now, how's progress on the...
Dr. Sunflare! There you are! How goes progress on the project?
The project? Oh, right. The magic gumball. I have it right here. I seriously think this will be big. But I don't like the green quite yet. Maybe more emerald or a bit of sea foam. Oh, maybe some lime or harlequin?
Oh, Dr. Sunflare! Is that your puppet?
Huh? What are you... Oh, no.
Shouldn't we do something?
Finally, we come to art. People have been creating impressive landscapes, pictures and sculptures within Dreams for quite some time now, but it wasn't until fairly recently that dreamers have had the idea to build real museums within Dreams that you can actually walk around and explore. The Idyllium is a truly breathtaking example of what can be done with this idea, as the museum itself is just as much as a piece of art as the items that are housed within it. Helakosi, Zeke and Beavis 2 have joined forces here to create this treasure trove of wonders, which changes as you explore its halls and corners, sometimes in quite surprising ways. You can literally spend hours exploring this place, and it's well worth doing so. That's all I have for you for this first episode. I have 4 of these planned in total, each a fortnight apart. If they prove popular enough, I will probably make more than that in the future, but it's hard to make these and my Cover Tape Chaos Zap series at the same time, which is why I'm doing these during the season break. If you have created something in Dreams that you think I should take a look at, or even just found something wonderful that someone else has made, then please by all means bring it to my attention. So I'll see you again on the next episode of Dream Scene, and in the meantime, take care.